and you see all these influencers, and they're just out there living their best lives.
Yeah.
And you think, like, hey, maybe I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I have something to share with the world, too.
Right.
So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Okay, cool.
We're going to deep dive into this whole world of influencers
Sounds good.
and look at what it really takes to kind of, make a splash online.
I mean, it is a huge world right now. I
Yeah.
mean, the sources that we're looking at are saying that like 40% of the world's population
Wow.
is on social media.
It's hard to even imagine.
I know. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of potential influence.
Yeah. And
I-
some of these influencers are making like $25,000.
For a single post?
Yeah, for a single post.
Kind of crazy.
I know, it's pretty wild.
It's not all about the money, though, Kate.
Definitely not.
No.
But before we get into, all the ins and outs,
Yeah.
let's define what we're even talking about.
What is an influencer?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because it seems like everyone with a phone these days is like,
Right.
I'm an influencer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, the source that we were looking at is saying that it's basically someone who can use their relationship with their audience to affect like their decisions.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's within a specific niche.
Right. So they're kind of a trusted voice in a way.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not just about the numbers, even though like a big following can be part of it.
Sure.
It's more about building trust with your audience
Mm-hmm.
and a connection with people who are actually like,
Yeah. They actually care what you have to say.
exactly, they value your expertise.
Right.
And what's really interesting is that companies are actually catching on to this too.
Really?
Yeah, they're starting to see these influencers as like a really powerful way to reach customers directly.
It's like word of mouth, but like on steroids or something.
Right, exactly.
So it's about being a trusted voice,
Mm-hmm.
finding your people on the internet.
Yep.
But how do you actually become an influencer?
Right.
So our source actually had like 5 key steps
Steps.
that we're going to go through.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first,
Find your niche.
find your niche.
This is like the most important thing.
Really?
Yeah, what are you actually passionate about?
That makes sense.
Yeah, like what unique knowledge or skills can you bring to the table?
Mm-hmm.
This is about authenticity. You've got to be genuine.
People can spot a fake
Oh, yeah, totally.
like a mile away.
A mile away, yeah. And your enthusiasm is going to resonate with the right audience, and that's going to help you build trust.
Okay, so you got to find your people and be passionate and they'll trust you.
Exactly.
But then how do you translate all that into content?
Okay, so that's where choosing the right medium and like crafting a really killer bio comes in.
Okay.
You got to think about where your audience is hanging out online.
Right.
Are they on Instagram? Are they more into TikTok?
Right. Different strokes for different folks.
Right. Exactly. And once you know where they are, you got to make sure that your bio,
Grabs them.
grabs them. Yeah, it needs to clearly show who you are, what you're about.
So it's like setting up shop in the right neighborhood
Yeah.
and making sure your storefront looks good.
I like that. Yeah.
So, okay, so we've got that.
Okay.
What about like posting?
Yeah. Posting is key.
How often should you be posting?
Regularly and consistently.
Okay, but is there a danger of like
Oh, yeah.
sacrificing quality for quantity?
Totally. I mean, you don't want to just be churning out
Right.
junk content all the time.
Just to stay relevant.
Exactly. Yeah. The reason you want to post consistently is to stay top of mind
Mm-hmm.
and to build a recognizable brand.
Right. People need to know who you are.
Exactly.
See you around.
Yep. And the algorithms like it too.
Okay.
When you're consistent, but
Mhm.
bad content is going to hurt you in the long run.
Right.
So remember, it's quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next?
Storytelling.
Storytelling.
This is huge.
Really?
Yeah. Because stories are powerful.
I mean, I love a good story.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
It's like built into us.
Mhm.
They're memorable. They make us feel things. And they help us connect with each other on a
Right.
deeper level.
So how do we work that into like,
Your posts,
Yeah.
even if they're simple, you can weave in these little narratives to
Hmm.
make them more engaging.
So it's kind of like, you've got your basic meal,
Yeah.
but then you add the spices.
Exactly.
Make it delicious.
I love that analogy.
Okay, so we've got our niche.
Yeah.
We're posting good content consistently.
Yep.
We're telling stories. What else?
Findability.
Findability.
Yeah. You could have the best content in the world,
Yeah.
but if no one can find it,
Right.
what's the point?
Yeah, it's like having a great product,
Mm-hmm.
but you forgot to put a sign up.
Exactly. No one knows where to go.
So how do you make sure you're findable?
Hashtags,
Okay.
catchy titles,
Mhm.
cross-promoting.
Like putting it everywhere.
Everywhere. Get it out there.
Okay, so we're doing all that.
Yeah.
Are we influencers yet?
Ooh, not so fast.
What?
Patience.
Oh.
Patience and persistence.
Okay.
Building a genuine following takes time.
Right.
And it takes dedication.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. It's about showing up consistently, providing value,
Yeah.
and really nurturing that online community.
So it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
No, no, no. There's no overnight success here.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners today?
Influence is about connecting authentically and sharing something valuable with the world.
Right.
Whether or not you decide to go all in on being an influencer,
Right.
these principles like authenticity, storytelling, and engagement, these can apply to any kind of communication.
Yeah, even offline.
Exactly.
So after listening to us talk about all this stuff,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah. Are you ready to become an influencer?
Do you want to?
Or are you rethinking things a bit?
Yeah.
Either way, just remember that genuine connection and good content.
Those are the keys to making a real impact,
I like that.
no matter where you share your voice.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.